Iceland, a frozen island in the North Atlantic with around 350,000 people, fewer than a single mid-sized city. And this tiny country reached the World Cup and at the European Championship knocked England out and reached the quarterfinals. A nation that should not, by any logic of football, exist on the map, beating countries 100 times its size. It wasn't a miracle, and it wasn't luck. It was a plan. A concrete, literal, brilliantly simple plan. This is how Iceland hacked football. Because on paper, Iceland has no business playing football at all. It's freezing, it's dark for much of the year. For months, you simply cannot play outdoors. A population smaller than most towns. For decades, Iceland was ranked down around the 130th best team in the world. A guaranteed easy win for everyone else. Every single thing about the country said, give up. And then, around the year 2000, a few people asked the opposite question. What if the problem isn't our size? What if it's just our excuses? So Iceland did two astonishingly practical things. First, they fought the weather. They built indoor football halls. Full-size, heated, all across the country, so that a kid in the dead of an Icelandic winter could play every single day in perfect conditions. And second, they fought the quality gap. They decided that every child, everywhere, would be coached by a professional, not a volunteer parent, a qualified, licensed coach. Take away the cold and take away the bad coaching and see what's actually left. And the numbers are absurd for a country this small. Iceland built dozens of these indoor halls and hundreds of all-weather pitches. And it trained UEFA-qualified coaches at a rate almost no country on earth can match. At one point, roughly one licensed coach for every few hundred people. So a 5-year-old in a tiny fishing town in the middle of winter gets warm conditions and genuinely expert coaching. Multiply that across a whole childhood, across a whole country, and the talent that everyone assumed wasn't there simply appears. And the world found out in 2016. Iceland qualified for the European Championship, already historic. Then, in the knockout round, they beat England. Tiny Iceland, knocking the inventors of the game out of their own continental tournament as their fans did the slow, thunderous Viking clap that went around the world. They reached the quarterfinals. 2 years later, they became the smallest nation ever to reach a World Cup and held Lionel Messi's Argentina to a draw. The whole planet fell in love. But here is the catch, and it's just math. 350,000 people is an incredibly small pool to draw from. The plan can take a country to its absolute ceiling. But that ceiling is real. One brilliant generation is extraordinarily hard to repeat back-to-back, and after that golden run, Iceland missed out on the next major tournaments. The system didn't fail. It did exactly what it was built to do. Squeeze every last drop of talent from a tiny nation. But you cannot, with infrastructure alone, conjure depth that the population simply does not contain. And yet the most important thing Iceland built is permanent. The halls are still warm. The coaches are still teaching. A new generation is always coming through the exact same pipeline. And here's the real legacy. The rest of the world noticed. The Iceland model, infrastructure plus mass coaching, instead of waiting for talent to appear, is now studied and copied by small nations everywhere. Whether or not they are the story of any single tournament, Iceland proved a point that changed football's imagination forever. So how should you see them? The honest verdict is this. Iceland is the purest proof in all of football that fate is not fixed. A freezing rock of 350,000 people decided its size was an excuse, built warm halls, trained real coaches, and turned itself into a team that beat England and reached a World Cup. No trophy. No need for one. Just maybe the most inspiring plan the sport has ever seen. So you tell me, can infrastructure beat destiny? Drop it below, and tell me which country's plan you want next. Welcome to Match Day. Subscribe. We're doing this all tournament long.